Well, let's go back to one of our big stories that we have been tracking. Unprecedented labour unrest at Maruti Suzuki. Joining us to talk all about the strike and the way forward, C Bhargava, chairman of Maruti. Sir, thanks so much for being with us. Clearly, the strike continuing even as talks between the management and the workers have failed. When do we expect the strike to really end? Mr. Bhargava, if you can hear me, talks between the management and the workers have failed yet again.
No, the talks between the workers and the management are continuing. They haven't failed. They're still continuing. And I think they will continue tomorrow, day after. Because these kinds of talks don't get resolved, the issues don't get resolved in one day. And to dub them as a failure, I think, is a little unfair.
But Mr. Bhargava, serious doubts are really being raised on Manesar now as a hub for automakers. So whether it's Manesar in particular or Haryana in general, talks also of Maruti now looking at setting up its next plant in Gujarat. Could you confirm that talks have taken place with the Gujarat government?
No, you are aware that we have been looking at sites outside Haryana for future expansion once the full potential of both Gurgaon and Manesar has been fully utilized. This search for a site had started more than a year ago, and we have talked to Gujarat, we have talked to the Chief Minister, and the commitment which we had made was that in October, before the month of October ended, we would take a decision on where we would set up our next plant once this plant was fully utilized.
All right, sir. What about the possibility of moving out of Manesar given the recent labour unrest? I'll talk about Gujarat in just a bit. But are you also looking at moving out of Manesar? Are you disappointed with the way the Haryana government has handled the recent labour unrest?
No, I think the Haryana government has done everything in the proper manner. We are not at all disappointed what the Haryana government has done. We are very happy with the way they have handled the issues. And we are not at this point at all contemplating any move to move out of Manesar. We have made a big investment in Manesar, and it would really not be a feasible proposition to move out of Manesar. Can, of course, be considered if nothing happens and this becomes an absolute dead investment. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Right, sir, but it's not just Maruti. Earlier, we've also seen Honda motorcycles and scooters facing a lot of problems in Haryana, in Manesar. Do you believe that the recent unrest in many ways questions whether Haryana or Manesar in particular can be a hub for automakers or for the industry?
Well, it's a fact that in and around Manesar, in fact, in this part of Gurgaon and Faridabad, there has been greater intensity of labour agitations than in most other parts of the country. But I think this is a passing phase, and it'll take a little time for the workers to realize that this kind of agitation does not help them. Jobs are not easy to get. And if they really drive industry out of this area, then I think they will be the biggest losers. So I think they will realize that people here are quite mature and sensible in that sense. And I'm fairly hopeful that over time this thing will settle down.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.